decisions under pressure, whether you're selecting that player, whether it's not that easy for your team to lose confidence. All it takes is one bad session, and it takes a lot of effort and time to rebuild that confidence and morale. And even sometimes on the athletes, because sometimes they're even harder on themselves. And then, being able to get that balance between pushing people hard enough and to excel without necessarily causing them to burn out or to lose interest or disengage. And I just want to take a moment to speak about officials, because I think since doing the Westside Academy and programs, we've had some one or two things we've done for officials, and I've had a couple of officials that have actually signed up to the program. And one of the things I've learned, which I kind of wish I knew as a player, is that people don't often give the officials the credit they deserve. And I think officiating is quite challenging. It's quite challenging because unlike the coaches and players, it's almost like a bit of a lonely role, because every decision you make as an official is public and is subject to instant criticism, whether from the players, the coaches, the spectators, the parents, and there isn't really anyone in their corner. If a player makes a wrong decision, they have their teammates, especially in team sports, they have their teammate or their coaches to pick them up. Even the coach, if they make the wrong decision, sometimes they don't get the kind of pressure or backlash you get as a referee or as an official. So it can be quite isolating at times. I think I've come to appreciate that. And a lot of them have to find their own way of developing. They don't have like structured feedback like a lot of players do. I mean, there is some form of support that's, is slowly getting better, but I kind of feel they're kind of like the lonely men standing, and then career progression is not very easy for them. It's not very obvious kind of thing. The support is limited, etc. So what I've kind of learned a lot from some of the officials that have done the program, from speaking to them and from observing, and I think more needs to be done. So we're going to also be looking to support them. And then some of the other thing is that regardless of the pressure, they need to be consistent and manage standards. And it's easy to forget these people are human when emotions are running high, even though they're trained to do that. It's a bit like people will say you're trained as a medical professional or what have you, but it doesn't mean that you're not human. And if a patient comes to you, for example, and they have a certain attitude, and another patient comes and they have a better